On the forbidden continent of Tian Qiong, standing on the towering peak is a great demon lord. He is currently surrounded and attacked by many cultivators. Demonic Chu, you have done many evil deeds in your lifetime. Did you ever think that today would be your end in this place? You deceived her and caused her death. Today, I will chop you into 100 pieces. I have been searching for you for 3 years, and finally, there is no escape route for you. Today, I will avenge my disciples. A clap of thunder. Accompanied by curses, the great demon lord remained cold, standing on top of the mountain looking down at them. From behind him came a voice that made him turn around. Demonic Chu, today, you find yourself in this situation. Do you regret it? Xia Mengyi, Tai Su Holy Ground Yun Sha, Mountain Master, sect leader Yun He Feng, upon hearing this, raised his head to the sky and laughed madly. Mwahaha, regret? I have cultivated for not 100 years, fought all my life with this generation besides me. Who dares to claim to be the champion? Who dares to accept defeat? I only regret the fleeting time. If given another 1,000 years, who in this world would dare not listen to me? Xia Mengyi's face darkened. With a look of disgust, she raised her hand to cast spells, a large blue sword appearing behind her. If you truly do not know right from wrong, then do not blame me. A sword flew in, signaling the start of the battle. Everyone joined forces to take him down. Demonic Chu was not afraid, quickly casting spells, strange light shining, dark energy appearing. The group warned, Great Demon Lord is using backup plans. Stop him quickly. 3 giant embodiments surrounded the Great Demon Lord, breaking through with powerful punches, crushing the 3,000 worlds. He laughed triumphantly, even if you attack, you can't kill me. He gathered spirit force, unleashing a powerful burst of energy, destroying the 3 embodiments, creating a terrifying figure. After the figure passed, only his sword remained. On this side, after receiving the full blow of Demonic Chu's suicide attack, everyone was in a sorry state. Demonic Chu had completely disappeared, and an old man among them spoke up, Sai, if he came to Tian Yuan Long City to kill demons, he would definitely be a talented general of our human race. It's a pity. Just like that, each of them went their own way. Whoever went home, continue on their own path, cultivate to become an immortal. A month later, at Yun He Feng, a stream of red light flew inside. The chief disciple lying on the bed chuckled mischievously. Ha ha, Demonic Chu has returned. Indeed, this was Demonic Chu who had just taken over this body. For better or worse, Demonic Chu was a college student before crossing over to today when resurrected. I had already prepared 37,781 retreat paths, 1,201 resurrection methods, fully prepared. How could I easily die? Demonic Chu then stood up and observed his surroundings. This place is Tai Su Holy Ground. It seems that I have a good connection with this place. Upon discovering that the host has been resurrected, the system's functions have changed. Please choose one of the 2 options below. Option 1, Destined Villain. Just keep doing evil deeds and the system will reward you. Option 2, Hidden Villain. If the player dies once, the pain is already felt, so decide to silently become stronger and continue doing evil deeds. After reading the announcement, he thought to himself, in the previous world, choosing Destined Villain and doing countless evil things was enjoyable. However, being beaten and cursed like a street mouse was not pleasant at all. Therefore, in this world, choosing Hidden Villain seems more reasonable. After thinking, he smiled wickedly and said, Ha ha, become stronger silently, then cause chaos in the world. Isn't that beautiful? If I can rise to become the sanctuary holy sun, then imagine being surrounded by beautiful girls. I can't help but laugh. Ha ha ha. Having decided on his path, he pointed his finger up and exclaimed, I choose the Hidden Villain system. Successful selection, successfully joined. The system now displays the personal panel to see whose body I will use in this world. Chu Xiao Zhan, also known as Yun He Feng, the direct disciple and heir, has no inner state, in a state of disability. As the direct disciple and heir of Yun He Feng, with an aptitude of 17 and cultivation technique, his aptitude was forcefully erased due to the overwhelming strength of the host's soul. Now he is as weak as a spirit chicken. Upon reading his own information, he couldn't help but turn pale. What had the host of this body done before my arrival? 10 days ago, this body of Demonic Chu and a disciple of Tian Qiong Feng fought for a woman on the arena of life and death. The disciple was defeated and humiliated to the extreme, ending up with his cultivation destroyed. Looking at the history of this body, he could only sigh at the tragic fate of the person. Determined to avenge him and create the strongest body, he vowed to return the favor with no need for explanations. As he spoke, he sat up with a huff and began to practice meditation on the bed. 1 hour later, with no progress, he could only force a smile and quietly think to himself, this body is too useless, my aptitude is too poor, my injuries are too severe. But suddenly he thought of something and smirked cunningly before saying, there is still a way. Ha ha, Yun He Feng. Meanwhile, in front of him, a group of men were gossiping with each other. Have you heard? The sect leader joined forces to kill the Demon King. He returned 3 days ago. Did Demonic Chu die? Ha ha. Demonic Chu proclaimed himself the strongest of his generation, but he was only a little saint level. How would he survive being surrounded and killed by over 10 great saints? Killing him is for the best. That's the great demon lord for you. Anyone from our sect can kill him. Listening in from behind a tree, Demonic Chu felt anger rising within him as he thought to himself, surely you never imagined that not only am I not dead, but I will join forces with you all. If I can't be beaten, then I will join you all for fun. He then stepped out and walked towards the group, making sure to clear his throat to catch their attention. The other people immediately bowed when they saw, Senior Xiao Zhan, has your injury improved? Ah, no problem. After speaking, he also walked past the crowd and continued on his way. At this moment, suddenly the crowd realized, it seems that Senior Xiao Zhan has the same name as Demonic Chu. He and Demonic Chu probably don't have any secrets. You're thinking too much. If he has a little bit of Demonic Chu's innate cultivation talent, it wouldn't be to the extent of having his cultivation aptitude destroyed. That's true. At this time, Demonic Chu was approaching the residence of Shai Meng Yi, sect leader Yun He Feng, standing in front of the large gate of Taoist retreat. Shai Meng Yi, he shouted, "Respected master, villainous disciple has something to seek." He leisurely stepped into it, looking towards the center, where Shai Meng Yi was lazily lying with his chin resting on his hand. Xiao Zhan, you were injured in the fight with others 10 days ago. Now you come to me wanting me to teach you how to cultivate. He kneeled down on one knee and shouted, "Please help me, respected master." Upon hearing this, the girl only closed her eyes indifferently and replied, "Your cultivation is low, and you like to fight ruthlessly. Now being abandoned is deserved. I can't help you go back." After hearing these meaningless words, he stood up angrily and said, "How can your cultivation be so low and unclear about the reasons? Without cultivation resources, how can you become stronger? You give cultivation resources to other disciples and say nothing to me. How am I supposed to improve?" Listening to this, Shai Meng Yi slammed his hand on the table in anger, his face darkening as he shouted, "Ridiculous! You are ignorant in cultivation and don't even try to cultivate, and now you blame me. I don't know whether to laugh or cry." Not only was he not afraid, he said smugly, "Ha ha! Did you not give me cultivation resources because my name is similar to that Demonic Chu? Are you taking your anger out on me for that reason? Isn't that ridiculous?" Upon hearing this, he gave a strange look to Ming Yi, then slowly approached him and said, "I have never been angry with you. You go back first, wait for me to find an earthly genius who can heal your injuries, and I will guide you with cultivation. No, you can help me now." As she spoke, she smiled maliciously, leaving Shai Meng Yi puzzled as he asked, "Why do you say that?" She replied, "I heard that you are heavenly fragrance. If we can dual cultivate, the villainous disciple can not only heal all wounds, but also improve cultivation quality." As she spoke, she leaned closer to Shai Meng Yi's face. After hearing these words, the dark-faced girl said, "What are you talking about?" Meng Yi replied with a smile, "Villainous disciple is asking for your help in dual cultivation." Blushing with embarrassment, the girl immediately slapped him and said, "Villainous disciple, do you want to die? How dare you speak nonsense in front of me?" Surprised, the girl angrily waved her hand, creating a sword, and said, "Today, I will definitely break your bones and expel you from the denomination." Seeing this, Meng Yi just smirked and casted strange spells with his hand to break the sword into pieces. Shai Meng Yi's legs suddenly weakened, falling helplessly to the ground, and she kept asking, "What is happening? I have a great saint cultivation. Why can't I resist?" Seeing her puzzled expression, Meng Yi chuckled and said, "Master, sorry for being rude." At this point, the girl realized she was in trouble and asked, "Villainous disciple, what do you want from me?" Approaching her with his hands near her chest, Meng Yi said, "Please help me cultivate for the sake of villainous disciple." Meng Yi retreated in fear. "What do you want from me? Why has my power disappeared at this moment, turning me into a normal person?" Facing Shai Meng Yi, he thought to himself, "Of course, I will seal your cultivation. That day, when chased and killed by more than 10 great saints, I secretly used the heavenly weeping samsara seal on you. This treasure was given to me by the system. I have information. Heavenly weeping mother and sun samsara seal, type of tool, godly seal, function. Seal the designated female saint without making any sound. Control the seal to seal the opponent's entire cultivation at will. Usage limit, 2-on-1, can have rebound effect. As long as I have the intention, the female cultivator under inner state Great Emperor will be affected by this seal, and only I can decide what to do with her." Staring at Shai Meng Yi's flushed face for a long time, Demonic Chu unexpectedly muttered, "You're already thousands of years old, but your skin is still beautiful. Are you not afraid of me killing you for being disrespectful?" "Ha ha! Hurry up and kill the villainous disciple. Stop using your words to threaten me. Hearing this, Shai Meng Yi could only grit his teeth in anger and look in another direction. If what I did causes him to lose his cultivation and Liu Xu, the leader of Tian Qiong Feng, to be informed, she will retaliate. Initially, he killed her father. She surely won't let it go. As he mentioned this, Shai Meng Yi's face turned pale. Novo absolutely cannot let Liu Xu know. She will definitely come to kill me. She's a crazy woman. After thinking, the girl turned to Xiao Zhan and said, whether it's rare treasures or cultivation resources, I will give them to you. You can choose at your discretion. Just. Unexpectedly grabbing her shoulder tightly, he said, No. What I want is not just that villainous disciple also wants. Shai Meng Yi was extremely shocked and kept exclaiming, no, absolutely unacceptable. What do you want? I am a great Saint Cultivation. How can I endure humiliation from someone inferior like you? Xiao Zhan just chuckled. I and you are in the sanctuary forbidden area. There is no grudge, but you participated in chasing and killing me. Now you are afraid. Master, deal with her. As he spoke, he cast spells and a book appeared before her eyes. Villainous Disciple has a set of ancient cultivation techniques that are very good for you. Just take a look. Looking at the technique, she was surprised and exclaimed, where did you get such a wonderful martial art book? This cultivation technique is compatible with the heavenly Tao. Surely, it is not ordinary. Why are you doing this? Give it to me. Turning her over on the bed, you whispered in her ear, give it to Villainous Disciple, you Villainous Disciple. Suddenly there was a sound. The girl opened her eyes wide and surprised, and the system announcement sounded, a host has become a Villainous Disciple, truly a villain, rewarded with 1,000 breakthrough points. Then the image showed Shai Meng Yi gritting his teeth, breathing heavily, and the system announced, host dual cultivation with Shai Meng Yi celestial being, completely restoring the body. Host dual cultivation with Shai Meng Yi celestial being aptitude. Cultivation aptitude has increased. Host aptitude plus 100. Host aptitude has reached 317. Heavenly grade. Cultivation speed increased by 20 levels. Host cultivation with Shai Meng Yi celestial being. Cultivation increased. 2nd level foundation establishment. 3rd level foundation establishment. 8th level foundation establishment. A few moments later, host cultivation has reached the 9th level of foundation establishment. At this point, Xiao Zhan dressed himself properly, and Shai Meng Yi celestial being was lying on the bed, covered with a cloth. He turned to her and said, thank you, Master, farewell. In a shy manner, Shai Meng Yi hesitantly asked, could you remove the seal for me now that I have given you what you wanted? With a smiling face, he replied, of course not, Villainous Disciple. You want to harm me. If you don't want anyone to know about your sealed cultivation, then keep it hidden. He handed her a green crystal sphere and said, you must know the function of this image-retaining crystal, right? Upon seeing the crystal sphere, Shai Meng Yi was shocked. What? Did you capture all the images? Xiao Zhan slyly replied, don't get agitated. It's just for memories, for the sake of our long-standing friendship. Villainous Disciple, don't expect the seal to be lifted. No one on this Tian Qiong Continent besides Villainous Disciple can do it, unless the heavenly emperor of ancient times is resurrected. Xiao Zhan continued, but in this world, there is no longer a heavenly emperor, right? If the Villainous Disciple dies, then you will just be an ordinary person for the rest of your life, living until old age and then dying. If you don't believe me, just wait and see. Furthermore, if the Villainous Disciple dies, the image in the image-retained crystal will be transmitted outside. At that time, what will the entire Tian Qiong Continent think? Hearing this, Shai Meng Yi celestial being trembled uncontrollably, unsure if it was out of fear or anger. Meanwhile, after saying what he needed to say, Demonic Chu casually left holding the image-retained crystal. Villainous Disciple, you will die miserably, despicable, detestable. How could a mere ant, who has yet to even step into the Daogong boundary, seal my power? Looking up at the sky outside, Demonic Chu was slightly surprised as he said, I didn't expect that by the time the sky brightened, the moon was already high. Thanks to the help of my respected master, I have reached the 9th level. If I want to break through to the Lunhai boundary next, I can only wait till next time. If Lunhai boundary is a wooden barrel of water, then foundation establishment is the process of accumulating pieces of wood. A solid foundation establishment will lead to a stronger opening of the Lunhai boundary. The cultivation path will be further, and failure in the previous life was due to surpassing foundation establishment, causing the body to be unable to endure. Therefore, this time returning, I must build a foundation, establish a solid foundation, and when that time comes, I won't fear meeting any cultivator with a higher inner state. Even if I do, I will be able to defeat them. Xiao Zhan stood in front of the main hall thinking, I don't know if I still have the foundation establishment resources hidden in the mountain pass back then, But even if they are still here, I have to leave the Tai Su sanctuary somehow. Not knowing what to do, Demonic Chu saw a shop near the city gate. As if he came up with a plan, he stroked his chin and thought to himself, "Isn't this the opportunity coming?" In a desolate mountainous area, Demonic Chu was leisurely walking, looking for something. Advancing deep into a dark cave, he stopped the boat and approached a stone mouth. Hidden here, the resources should still be here. Saying that, Ming Yi moved to a large dark stone, bit his finger to draw blood, then he drew a symbol on the stone, which then exploded to reveal a sparkling large box inside. The Foundation establishment treasures are truly all here, waiting for Xiao Zhan and I to become strong and restore our momentum. Ha ha ha. As they were having fun, a mocking voice suddenly came from behind. Trash Xiao Zhan didn't expect to run into you. From behind, Ming Yi saw a shining boat flying over. Who would have thought, loser? I thought you were dead, but didn't expect you to still be alive even after 10 days. The person speaking was Jiang Meng, peak direct disciple of Tian Qiong Feng. It seems that the sect leader of Yun He Feng treats you not badly, not sparing any rare materials for your cultivation. Looking disdainfully at Jiang Meng, Xiao Zhan thought to himself, this person humiliated and crippled my cultivation 10 days ago. This scum has been bothering me since I started cultivating Foundation establishment. It still dares to come and insult me to my face. After finishing speaking, Ming Yi also stepped on his small boat and left. Passing by, he didn't forget to say, I will find you to settle the score in a bit. 10 days from now, at the life and death arena, we will fight each other. On this side, he pretended to mishear, asking the group, what did that brat just say? Am I mistaken? Immediately, the other two followed suit, laughing heartily. Ha ha, he said he wants to meet you at the life and death arena. Ha ha, this waste dares to challenge you for sure. Jiang Meng then stretched out his hands, casting spells to spread his voice across 1,000 li. Xiao Zhan, 10 days ago, I spared you because of the sect leader of Yun He Feng. But if you want to challenge me to see death in 10 days at the life and death arena, don't blame me for being ruthless towards you. And so, the news of the upcoming match between the two spread to various sects, surprising everyone. Why is Xiao Zhan still daring to come to the life and death arena? Is his head messed up? Wasn't his Lun Hai already destroyed? What will he use to fight Jiang Meng's Lun Hai? It's going to be an interesting drama in 10 days. Meanwhile, Xiao Zhan was flying his small boat to Shai Meng Yi's residence, thinking to himself, there is abundant spiritual energy inside. Might as well cultivate here tonight. She probably won't notice. Ultimately, what is mine will always be mine. She is mine. Every bit of her belongs to me. Opening the door and stepping inside, he happily ruffled his hair and said, Hello, master. Villainous disciple is here to visit you again. Villainous disciple, it's late. Why are you here again? What you want me to do, don't be too much. Raising Celestial Being's chin, Demonic Chu chuckled and said, Ha ha ha, villainous disciple can be even more excessive, want to see? Immediately closing his eyes and waving a talisman, he muttered an incantation and shouted, Set up the formation. Quickly setting up a strong defensive boundary around this place, a site of Xiao Zhan's battle formation. Shai Meng Yi exclaimed, Could it be passed down from ancient battle formations? You are truly discerning. Want to learn, or what do you plan to exchange it for? Upon hearing this, Shai Meng Yi folded her arms and shook her head. No need to learn, that's fine. If that's the case, Villainous Disciple can rest assured and focus on closed-door cultivation. By the way, if you are hungry, eat these. After all, you are now immortal. You can't endure hunger. It's not because of your Villainous Disciple. One day I will kill you. Before finishing speaking, Demonic Chu unexpectedly slapped Shai Meng Yi's buttocks, causing her to cry out and fall on her back, looking extremely angry. But Xiao Zhan didn't care. He left after the fight, not forgetting to say, You are being disobedient again. I have set up a killing formation in the back. It's best not to intrude. Villainous Disciple still needs you to ascend and cultivate aptitude. If you die, Villainous Disciple will be heartbroken. Xiao Zhan, one day I will shred your Villainous Disciple into 100 pieces. The scene shifts to the back area, where Ming Yi is sitting alone reading a book. The information on the items, Sheng Sheng Ascension Fruit, Genius Classification, Rare Treasures, extremely rare top-grade items, functions, and Foundation consolidation products. After cultivators use it, they can establish an extremely solid foundation. Those who usually use this fruit will enter a virtual realm, increasing their lifespan by 1,000 years. It is said that at the bottom of Tian Qiong Yun, only 3 fruits were harvested in 10,000 years. Once, a cultivator in his sanctuary exchanged 2 top-grade martial arts books for the Sheng Sheng Ascension Fruit just to help a beloved core disciple build a solid foundation. Since ancient times, the most powerful martial arts in the world, along with the help of the Shang Ascension Fruit System, will there be anyone in this Tian Qiong Continent with a stronger foundation than us? After saying that, he immediately ate the burning dragon fruit without fear of being burned. After eating it, the spiritual energy within his body began to flow crazily, starting to purify and renew. The host cultivation reached the 8th level of foundation establishment. The host cultivation reached the 6th level of foundation establishment. The host cultivation reached the 3rd level of foundation establishment. The host cultivation reached the mortal stage. Suddenly, he opened his eyes and looked at the system panel. Choose whether you want to break through. Yes, check the host cultivation of the strongest foundation establishment cultivation technique. Increase breakthrough points consumption. Expected to consume 100 breakthrough points every month. Take the Shang Ascension Fruit in the first month. Start transporting the foundation establishment cultivation technique. Break through to the first level of foundation establishment. In the second month, take the Shang Ascension Fruit. Start transporting the foundation establishment cultivation technique. Break through to the second level of foundation establishment. In the third month, take the Shang Ascension Fruit and start transporting the foundation establishment cultivation technique. Break through to the third level of foundation establishment. So Ming Yi quietly sat there alone, cultivating back to the 9th level of foundation establishment. People often say that 9 is an extreme number. Just follow the steps of those who came before, not knowing that breaking the limit is the true extreme development. In the risk there is fortune. Breaking and then establishing between life and death. There is a great terror and great chance. Continue 7 days later, this breakthrough finishes. Hosts successfully break through to level 10. Total time spent 10 months. Breakthrough consumes 1,000 points. Host's current breakthrough point is 0. At this moment, on the summit of Mount Yun He Feng, the breakthrough phenomenon, the spiritual energy gathers madly, dark clouds, swirling thunderstorms, striking everywhere. Tai Qiong Feng is now in the small temple on the mountaintop. A beautiful woman is frowning at the statue, thinking to herself, the spirit of the court is so strong, as Xi Meng Yi already breakthrough. Sect leader Tian Qiong Feng Liu Xu. Back in Ming Yi, he is still meditating quietly. Today is the day to accumulate physical body and primordial ki to the extreme. Today, I must rely on the highest inner state of foundation establishment to break through the shackles. By breaking through the inner state of the host based on the highest inner state of the 10th level foundation establishment to Lun Hai. Why is the reward activation mechanism so easy? Come on, let me see what the reward is. After speaking, Ming Yi turned around in midair and threw a punch into the air, causing a terrifying clash, blowing away the hot appearance layer below. Immediately, the system appeared with a notification. Host has performed excellently. Reward mechanism activated. Congratulations, host, on achieving primordial sacred constitution. After reading the system notification, his face looks confused. What? What is this primordial sacred constitution? Attention, the primordial sacred constitution requires a huge amount of resources. The integration of the divine information with the hosts. Integration successful. I've already broken through the cultivation limits and consumed a lot. Now adding primordial sacred constitution. What are you trying to do? The system explains the advantages of primordial sacred constitution. In ancient times, the body of the supreme and the supreme are the strongest martial bodies of humans. The weaknesses of primordial sacred constitution. After ancient times, the laws of heaven and earth have changed. Cultivation of the divine body is extremely resource intensive. Even squeezing the entire sanctuary is very difficult to achieve success, easily causing cultivation stagnation. In conclusion now, primordial sacred constitution is like trash. Hosts, don't be afraid, just do it. If there are no resources, then go rob. If you can't rob the old, then rob the young, kill until no one dares to proclaim king anymore. Just exchange resources for breakthrough points. Surely the host can become divine. After reading the system notification, Ming Yi only said one sentence, delusional. Who knows how many points I will need to break through in the future. Personal evaluation summary table, comprehensive combat power. Combat power higher than 19 times that of peers. If already used in conjunction with a primordial sacred constitution, have to continue practicing shamelessly, just make the decision. After thinking, Demonic Chu stroked his chin and smiled slyly. Luckily, I have my little treasure. Then Demonic Chu ended his closed-door cultivation and went out. At this time, sitting on the center of a lotus flower, Xi Meng Yi was eating an apple and looked very cute. Suddenly a voice sounded, "Is it delicious?" Xi Meng Yi instinctively answered, "Very delicious." But suddenly remembered, she turned around angrily and said, "Ah, your villainous disciple." Immediately approaching to hug her, Ming Yi said, "It has been so long since I last saw you, like 3 autumns have passed." After speaking, he even kissed Shai Meng Yi's cheek and said, "You haven't bathed these days." Making her blush, she said, "It's because of you always blocking me. I can't find a way to bathe." Xiao Zhan bowed politely. "It's really the fault of villainous disciple. If so, let villainous disciple personally serve you for bathing. Rest assured, I won't let you down." As he spoke, he took her hand and led her to the bathroom. Being dragged from behind, Shai Meng Yi celestial being could only helplessly say, "Villainous disciple, what do you want to do now?" A moment later, the two had arrived at the bathroom. Xiao Zhan firmly grabbed the hands of the girl and pulled her down, then said, "Indeed, your body is truly outstanding, famous for its flexibility. Even after several days without bathing, your body is still clean like before, smooth and fair." Hearing these words, Shai Meng Yi blushed shyly. Truly a villainous disciple. After speaking, Shai Meng Yi turned helplessly and looked away. Suddenly, Shai Meng Yi was startled by someone outside. Outside the temple, there was a man who looked like a gentle young man standing in front of the door and asking, "Meng Yi, have you finished your cultivation?" This person is the sect leader of Tian Qiong Feng, Tian Xing. Inside, Shai Meng Yi, a celestial being, was trembling because of Meng Yi's teasing. She stuttered, "Tian Xing, please understand I encountered some troubles during my cultivation, so I cannot come out to meet you today." The system notification appeared. "Hosts, you truly are a villain, yet you activated a special reward, the mystical armament, Blue Blood Sword." Outside, the sect leader of Tian Qiong Feng held a beautifully decorated gourd and said, "I have medicinal pills for level 7 injuries prepared by Feng Tian, which can help Marshall's sister recover." Inside, Meng Yi seemed to deliberately rub his back faster and harder, causing Shai Meng Yi celestial being to breathe heavily and carefully answer, "No, not necessary. I will rest a few days and be fine." The system popped up a notification. Host cultivation aptitude with Shai Meng Yi increased by 100. Host cultivation aptitude with Shai Meng Yi increased by 100. Receiving the rejection, Tian Qiong Feng's sect leader sighed in disappointment. "All right, Marshall sister, do you know about the matter where villainous disciple Meng Yi challenged Zhang Meng of Tian Qiong Feng to a life and death battle? I've heard that villainous disciple is incompetent, lacks talent, and has poor cultivation. If he loses, it might affect the reputation of Yun He Feng." At this point, the two had changed their postures. "I know about that matter, but I can't control him. Just leave him be." The system then displayed a notification. Host aptitude reached 617. Cultivation speed increased by 25 times. Tian Xing sighed. "Marshall's sister surely has her own considerations. I've caused enough trouble. This tooth is called Feng Tu Huang. Created in a few days when I watched the moon recently. Today I give it to Marshall's sister." The two hugged each other in the melodious rhythm of the flute played by Tian Qiong Feng's sect leader. Shai Meng Yi celestial being blushed and said, "Villainous disciple of your family." Recalling the scene, Shai Meng Yi felt embarrassed and awkward. "Just now I was talking with Tian Xing's senior brother." Xiao Zhan now teased the girl. Tian Xing plays so well that villainous disciple can't help but praise. Hearing that, Shai Meng Yi celestial being replied with a single word, "Leave." Demonic Chu smirked and continued, "Relying on our close relationship, villainous disciple borrowing your cultivation resources, it should be fine." Xiao Zhan waved his hand, carrying a large bag of cultivation resources on his shoulder before leaving, saying, leave. There are still 4,000 upper-grade spiritual stones. Damn, are there even more? Thank you." Using one thing twice and getting double benefits, the host is really cruel, planning to use it twice. The host is both taking and playing, truly a wicked person earning 500 breakthrough points. Shai Meng Yi's celestial being, pinned down by him, could only look at him with question marks. A while later, Shai Meng Yi's celestial being was meditating with a cloth covering her body, all insignificant items, less to pity. Upon hearing this, the girl coldly replied, "No more, unless you release the seal for me. Only then I can take out other treasures from my storage ring." When Xiao Zhan left, she thought silently in her head, "Perhaps I should seek the help of the Holy Master. Maybe she can help me break the seal." No, what if there is no way to break it? The villainous disciple sensed the danger and ran away. Thinking of this, she turned pale with fear. Then Shai Meng Yi angrily slammed his hand down on the table. "So does that mean I have to live as an ordinary person forever and finally die of old age? No, that is not the life of Shai Meng Yi." At this moment, Shai Meng Yi reached into his robe and took out a mask. "Luckily, the villainous disciple helped me break the seal before. I secretly hid the treasure. Luckily, he did not search me. Otherwise, this valuable item would have been stolen by him. Even though there is no way to restore my cultivation at the moment, wearing it can still conceal the breath of cultivation. As long as I do not come into contact with others, then no one will know that I am sealed in cultivation. At least I will not be hunted by enemies. Just remembered, this mask was dropped when demonic Chu was being hunted. Sigh, such a pity for demonic Chu, who could reach godhood in just 100 years of practice if he followed the righteous path. How could he end up in such a situation? After thinking about it, Shai Meng Yi slowly put on the mask. On the other side, Xiao Zhan sensed it and exclaimed, putting his hand on his chin in thought. Demonic Chu thought of her seductive image with the mask, blushing and smiling with pleasure. Put it on, otherwise I won't be able to act in peace at Sanctuary Tai Su, my good master. Thinking of the seductive image of Shai Meng Yi, he immediately pulled out the sword given by the system to examine. The blue blood sword rewarded by the system. Although not a high-quality weapon, it was not too bad either. The time left until the battle on the life and death arena was only 3 days, so time was of the essence. If he trained seriously, he could make use of the blue blood sword. After thinking, he cast spells to cultivate sword intent. Immediately, a soul of his flew out of his body, riding the sword flying away. The system then displayed a message. Congratulations, host, understanding the states and seeking intent. Continuing to seek sword intent, Meng Yi flew his sword at full speed. The further he went, the more insights he gained. 800 meters, 1,000 meters, 1,500 meters, 2,000 meters, and suddenly he changed direction, flying straight up into the sky, piercing through the clouds, reaching 9,999 meters. Suddenly, something strange happened. His eyes shone brightly, seeing 2 concentric circles within them, surrounded by constantly emerging anomalies, colorful columns of energy swirling around him. This was sword intent. Just return the result. Put your hand in front of you, seal and comprehend sword intent. A spirit immediately flew out of his head, entering the column of He. He was comprehending sword intent, then opened his eyes, a mark appearing on his forehead. Successfully comprehended sword intent. A notification appeared, congratulating host for succeeding to seek intent. One of the 5 original sword intent, heaven-killing sword intent received. Type, sword intent, element, wind. After reading the information, he happily smiled. Just heavenly sword intent. Not bad. Not bad. This sword intent is mutually reinforcing and restraining with me. When I get home, I'll try using the breakthrough sword intent system. Wait for me to break through sword intent once, then conquer the life and death arena. At Sanctuary Tai Su Peak, a cool-dressed girl came out and said, recently, someone at Sanctuary is practicing sword intent. Interesting. The head of Sanctuary Tai Su suddenly saw the abnormality from afar, making the girl startle. That person is practicing at 9,999 meters. How is this possible? 30,000 years ago, only a great emperor, sword god of the infinite sword, could achieve such an inner state. Could it be that our Sanctuary Tai Su will also have such a divine swordsman character? 3 days later at Tian Qiong Peak, there were many young men and women gathered here. Today is really lively. The person walking and yawning is Jian Lang Yun, core disciple of Tian Qiong Peak. Jiang Meng, standing beside, spoke up. Lang Yun, senior brother, I heard that you recently had a great harvest in closed-door cultivation, breaking through the godly power realm. Congratulations, just the godly power realm, nothing worth mentioning. When turning to look to the side, Jian Lang Yun discovered, Junior Su, I didn't expect to meet you here. I thought you wouldn't come to such insignificant places. Su Tianzhen, core disciple of Yun He Feng. On hearing that, Su Tianzhen coldly replied, this matter started with me. Of course, I have to come and see. Xiao Zhan and I also know each other. I don't wish for him to die here either. Hearing that, Jian Lang Yun frowned and thought to himself, I really don't understand what's good about that waste named Xiao Zhan that Junior Su is speaking up for him. Chang Meng also added, Senior martial sister, you can't save someone who wants to die, haha. A flatterer chimed in, Xiao Zhan is weak, yet still dares to challenge Jiang Meng's senior brother, truly living without patience. Then a few others started chiming in. That's right. Why hasn't he arrived yet? Is he scared? I wonder how the people of Yun He Feng can accept such a waste as their senior brother. Suddenly from nowhere, a strong and domineering girl shouted loudly. Flatter above and bully below, taking pleasure in mocking others. This girl was Tao Yao, 5th sister of Yun He Feng. Your sect leader teaches you like this, huh? The people behind recognized Tao Yao and exclaimed in surprise. It's 5th sister, Tao Yao of Yun He Feng. She's here too. Then they all shouted together. Tao Yao, senior martial sister, Tao Yao, senior martial sister, Tao Yao, senior martial sister. One of them looked up and saw Xiao Zhan riding a boat and immediately shouted, Xiao Zhan is here. On this side, Xiao Zhan remained calm, elegant, and graceful, slowly sailing his small boat over. Seeing this, Tao Yao ran over and shouted, Senior brother, martial sister is also here. Senior brother, there is a martial sister here. No one can touch a single hair of yours. Patting her head, Xiao Zhan said, Don't worry, I have a way in my heart. I won't get hurt. 20 days ago, Marshall's sister closed-door cultivation caused senior brother to get hurt. Marshall's sister was very worried. I understand. Don't blame yourself for that. After saying that, Xiao Zhan glanced at Su Tianzhen. That's the goddess that this body secretly loves. She looks okay, just normal cultivation, huh? Seeing Xiao Zhan look at her in such a strange way, the girl wondered, why does Xiao Zhan seem to have turned into a different person? Over here, Zhang Meng and Jian Lang Yun looked at Xiao Zhan with a sinister gaze. Senior brother, Tao Yao is here. Should we take action to kill him later on in the life and death arena? If Tao Yao can protect himself and kill all of them, it's fine. Senior brother, you can rest assured I will treat him well. After discussing the matter, he stepped onto the stage and shouted, Xiao Zhan, since you're here, let's go up to the arena to settle our score. After dealing with you, I need to return to closed-door cultivation for training. Hearing this, Ming Yi just sneered and replied, Hold on, I have something to say. He then took out a green bottle in front of everyone, holding it up confidently. Marshall younger brothers and sisters, it's not easy for everyone to come here to watch the competition, so how can we be without gifts? Here, I have a level 7 pill bottle with 6 pieces, all high quality. Just offer a little bit. As soon as Ming Yi finished speaking, the system notification popped up. The host is so cunning, deceiving resources to obtain 300 points of breakthrough from the system. Reading the content of the notification, Ming Yi smiled, completely losing his humanity. Over here, the crowd listening to Xiao Zhan's words immediately became excited. Is that the legendary 7th grade sky mystic pill? I heard taking that pill can increase your speed at comprehending a godly skill, and there's a high chance you will reach the peak of godly power realm and break through to low saint realm. Standing at a distance, Jian Lang Yun politely asked, How extreme do you want to be? Upon hearing Jian Lang Yun's question, Xiao Zhan raised his hand to stroke his chin and looked serious as he spoke. You all might not understand the value of 6, 7 grade sky mystic pills like the Titan Sing Peak Elder over there. Do you know? Standing beside Xiao Zhan, Tao Yao anxiously said, Senior brother. She secretly thought, if our respected master finds out senior brother is taking such a big risk, he will surely punish him. Although she said this aloud, inwardly she thought wickedly, just a few days ago I broke through to the godly power realm, and at that time I urgently needed this pill. But I didn't expect that Xiao Zhan, a waste, would bring the divine pill to the door himself. Surprised at Xiao Zhan's question, the Tian Sing Peak Elder did not understand and just stared at Xiao Zhan before clearing his throat and saying, What? Realizing his mistake, he quickly cleared his throat and said, Cough, cough. Then he confidently stated, This pill is priceless. If auctioned, each piece would cost at least 1 million high-tier spiritual stones, and 6 pieces would be 6 million high-tier spiritual stones. After hearing the price, everyone felt itchy knowing that grade 7 damn medicine was very expensive, but didn't think it was that expensive. Where could we get so many high-tier spiritual stones? Jian Lang Yun also thought deeply. What should we bet? What can be equivalent to high-tier spiritual stones? On this side, Xiao Zhan spread his hands in front of the enticing crowd. You don't need to be so tense if one person can't get it. Everyone can pull together after the competition. Everyone can divide the spoils according to their contribution. After hearing Xiao Zhan's words, everyone's faces showed happiness as they looked at each other. That's right, we can all contribute. Yes, this is a great idea. Immediately after speaking, everyone present brought out as many spiritual stones and precious treasures as they had and placed them for betting. I bet that Xiao Zhan's senior brother will lose. I do too. Xiao Zhan will lose. Don't rush. You don't rush. Take your time. Sitting down and looking at the pile of treasures and spiritual stones in front of them, Demonic Chu smirked, thinking to himself, as I predicted, everyone is betting on me to lose. This time the stakes are high. Standing next to him, an elder stared at the pile of treasures, stroking his beard, thinking to himself, these are all good items. Then Xiao Zhan stood up happily and announced, I declare the establishment of a betting covenant. With an elder from Tian Xing as a witness, no one dares to deny it. Upon hearing Xiao Zhan's words, the elder nodded in agreement and immediately jumped onto the arena, preparing for the battle with Jiang Meng. Seeing Xiao Zhan jump onto the arena, Jiang Meng immediately crossed his arms, mocking him, saying, Trash Chu Xiao Zhan, your fate finally comes to an end. Hearing this, Xiao Zhan coldly stared back at him with red eyes and replied, Come on, we are on the life and death arena. So let's not talk about life or death. Following that, the elder shouted, Fight to the death, the battle begins. Immediately, a golden border was raised, mainly to prevent the combatants from escaping and also to prevent outsiders from intervening. On the other side, after seeing the border raised, Jian Lang Yun couldn't help but gleefully exclaim, The drama is starting. Back on the arena, Jiang Meng, who was now at the 9th layer of the Sea of Consciousness realm, lowered his body, smirked, and continuously released purple lightning bolts, saying, "Now that I am at the 9th layer and fighting a trash like Xiao Zhan at the 4th layer, it's not as simple as killing an ant." Finishing his words, he stomped the ground forcefully, shattering the arena, and launched himself towards Xiao Zhan. A kick accompanied by lightning was aimed straight at Xiao Zhan's solar plexus, but he gracefully dodged the attack, avoiding Jiang Meng's fatal blow. He then landed on the ground, repeatedly jumping back to maintain distance. Seeing this, Jiang Meng was slightly surprised, grinning as he said, "Ha ha, fast speed. But how about this move?" As he spoke, he gathered the thunderous energy into the palms of his hands, forming sword-shaped lightning bolts, and swiftly threw them towards Xiao Zhan, shouting, "See how you dodge this." Facing the 3 lightning swords speeding towards him, Xiao Zhan nonchalantly glanced at them with his eyes and effortlessly dodged them by leaning back, avoiding all of them. The 3 lightning swords then struck the arena directly. Watching the battle unfold, Tao Yao was extremely worried. "May the heavens protect my senior brother and keep him safe." Contrary to Tao Yao's anxiety, the crowd was excited. Jiang Meng's attacks are ruthless. Every move is decisive. Xiao Zhan's defense will eventually crumble, and even if his speed is fast, he cannot defeat his opponent. Xiao Zhan is surely going to lose. Back on the arena, Jiang Meng crazily rushed towards Xiao Zhan to attack, concentrating the thunderous energy into his fists, but Xiao Zhan effortlessly dodged his attacks, taunting his opponent, "Come on, come and attack me." Seeing this, Jiang Meng angrily gritted his teeth and thought to himself, "This guy is slippery like an eel. I can't catch him. I can't continue like this." After thinking, he immediately transmitted lightning into the great sword behind his back and slowly pulled it out. Strike fast, strike straight. This was his current intention. He swiftly swung the great sword and rushed forward. He summoned a black membrane surrounding all of Xiao Zhan's retreat paths. With just one strike of this fully charged lightning, the battle could end immediately. On the other side, Xiao Zhan, the old fox, glanced over and immediately realized his plan. He wanted to use sword intent to block him. It's the perfect time to try out his new weapon too. Thinking this, Xiao Zhan slowly drew out his blue blood sword from its sheath and gently swung it to create a hole in the black membrane. This blue blood sword is not bad either. Then, Xiao Zhan immediately jumped out, exposing his defenseless back to Jiang Meng. Seeing this, Jiang Meng smiled triumphantly to himself. Heh, this trash finally exposed a vulnerability. Discarding the heavy great sword, Jiang Meng yelled and quickly closed in behind Xiao Zhan, lifting his right foot to deliver a swift kick to a vulnerable spot. "Go and die, trash." Xiao Zhan quickly realized and immediately raised his hand to block Jiang Meng's kick, then smirked slyly. "Gotcha, I have the primordial sacred constitution. It is not developed, but I've invincible in close combat between the same realms." Earlier, playing with Jiang Meng was just a show for the crowd below to watch. If he had entered the arena and seriously handled the opponent with just 3 moves, sword intent wouldn't even need to be used. Then Demonic Chu immediately wielded his blue blood sword to make a sharp cut like a twisting blood dragon across Jiang Meng's neck, leaving him stunned and wondering, "Why, how could this happen? A 9th layer of Sea of Consciousness realm like me dying at the hands of a trash." Moments later, Jiang Meng's body fell to the ground, his sword also falling to the ground, piercing the deadly ground. The arena fell silent, with everyone shocked and unable to believe what they were seeing. Only Jian Lang Yun was furious, glaring at Xiao Zhan. Damn it. The onlookers continued to discuss in confusion. How is this possible? Jiang Meng lost. A 4th layer in the Sea of Consciousness realm like Xiao Zhan killed someone who's at the peak of the Sea of Consciousness realm. Just 20 days ago, Xiao Zhan was supposed to have cultivation abandoned. How did he do this today? At this moment on the stage, the elder of Tian Xing Peak held a large scroll. As soon as the announcement was finished, the disciples below all held their heads and cried out. Surprisingly, Xiao Zhan, acting deeply, spewed half-demon fresh blood from his mouth to the ground, trying to use the blue blood sword to support his body, his face pale and breathing heavily. Tao Yao, seeing this, ran back in panic. Senior brother, are you okay? Martial sister, please take me to the seats of the direct disciple, senior brother. At this moment, Demonic Chu's heart filled with evil laughs. Standing next to him, Jian Lang Yun saw Tao Yao leading Xiao Zhan past. He smirked cunningly, thinking to himself, "Haha, Xiao Zhan, it seems that your wounds are not light either. Don't rush. What you win today, I will make you pay it all back. Wanting to leave with the treasure alone, not so easy." After thinking, Jian Lang Yun turned to Chen Ling Fei and said, "Next match, you go up." This person's name is Chen Ling Fei, Tian and Jian Peak direct disciple. Chen Lingfi also had no objections. He clasped his hands and bowed in compliance with Jian Lang Yun's instructions. Chen Lingfi soaring fly on a sword and advancing to challenge Xiao Zhan. Wait, brother Xiao Zhan, dare you fight me? Hearing such a provocative challenge, Tao Yao immediately turned back angrily. Don't you see that Xiao Zhan's senior brother is injured, and now you want to fight again? What are you thinking? Hearing this, Jian Lang Yun interjected. Tao Yao, martial sister, this is a bit unreasonable. If we are in the life and death arena, we cannot avoid being challenged by experts from other sects, let alone the fact that Xiao Zhan just won a match and gained resources for everyone. There is a bit of luck involved. Saying that, everyone is somewhat unconvinced. At this point, everyone was enthusiastic. Why not let Xiao Zhan and Chen Lingfi compete once? And as for the bet, it will remain the same as before. If Xiao Zhan wins again, he will admit defeat willingly. While speaking, Jian Lang Yun thought to himself, let's see how you avoid this. After thinking, Jian Lang Yun smiled provocatively. So, if you dare to bet, see your brother Yun He Feng, are you not afraid to bet? Xiao Zhan glanced at Jian Lang Yun and thought to himself, this guy is causing trouble. Then Xiao Zhan coughed up some blood, and Demonic Chu weakly said, I am currently injured, and I am only at the 4th layer of the Sea of Consciousness realm. It is very dangerous to fight against someone at the 1st layer of the Divine Bridge realm. The minimum bet must be increased by 30%. The system immediately notified, wow, the host is really cunning and devious, still greedy for money. Earn 200 breakthrough points for achieving the system's reward. Seeing Xiao Zhan easily comply with the temptation, Jian Lang Yun immediately smiled wickedly and agreed, deal. He thought to himself, truly, greed without strength is a sin. If you want to die, don't blame me. Meanwhile, Chu Tianzhen sighed to himself, sigh, Xiao Zhan doesn't know when to stop. Immediately, Xiao Zhan eagerly took the stage and exclaimed, come and see Xiao Zhan's rematch in the life and death arena, everyone. Do you want to recover your losses or not? Do you want to turn the tables or not? One more round for a chance to get rich. The crowd rushed forward to place their bets, intending to take both the principal and the interest. They bet more this time than the previous one by several times. This time, Xiao Zhan wants to fight the Divine Bridge Realm. Absolutely impossible to win. Yes, he just finished a major battle, so his body is weakened. Betting all on Xiao Zhan will surely lose. Wiping away the bloodstains from Demonic Chu while smiling slyly, he thought to himself, I'm counting on all of you to get rich. Immediately after, the elder of Tian Xing Peak raised his hand and shouted, Life and Death Arena, Xiao Zhan versus Chen Lingfi officially begins. As the elder finished speaking, the arena was activated. Tao Yao stood outside looking up at Xiao Zhan, clasping his hands in prayer and wondering anxiously in his heart, can senior brother win this time? Looking down at Tao Yao below, Xiao Zhan raised an eyebrow and smiled, saying, don't worry. On the arena floor, Chen Lingfi spoke to Xiao Zhan. I didn't want to come up here to compete with you, but I have my own grievances. Xiao Zhan smirked and replied, oh, is that so? Just remember that Martial Sister is sick at his house and said, my junior sister's made a mission that left myself severely injured. She needs a very rare treasure to save her life. Senior Ling Yun has that treasure for Martial Sister. I cannot help but fight Ling Yun. Up to now, I can only apologize to you. After all, the sword has no eyes. If you die, do not blame me. Xiao Zhan replied, this story is really touching. As he spoke, Demonic Chu smiled evilly. But sorry, if you have entered the arena of life and death, you should disregard death. With that said, Xiao Zhan quickly ran across the arena, creating 7 shadowy figures. Chen Lingfi still did not understand what was happening then. With a Qi and Ji sound, a terrifying attack came with a source of terrorist power. Fortunately, Chen Lingfi managed to block it in time. Surprised by Xiao Zhan's power, Chen Lingfi turned back in fear and shouted, you dare to attack sneakily. Xiao Zhan was now right behind Chen Lingfi. He smirked menacingly and replied, Chen Lingfi, I will take care of your junior sister for you. Die in peace. Everything happened too quickly. Chen Lingfi had not had a chance to say anything when a sudden sound erupted. From behind, Xiao Zhan thrust a sword through Chen Lingfi's body. Not stopping there, Xiao Zhan immediately transported his accumulated spirit force into his hand, delivering a powerful strike that shattered Chen Lingfi's bones, sending him flying high into the air, his body crashing into the protective barrier of the death platform. Chen Lingfi's body slowly fell down, leaving a long trail of blood on the surface of the barrier. Xiao Zhan mocked, remember villains die from talking too much. That's why I don't like to chit-chat. As he spoke, Xiao Zhan sheathed his sword, turning back to the bewildered onlookers, their faces drained of color and mouths agape in confusion. At this moment, Tao Yao happily ran over to hug Xiao Zhan's arm. "Senior brother, you're really amazing, haha. It's nothing. It's nothing. Nothing worth praising." Xiao Zhan approached the treasure pile and put all the items into the storage bag. The young man laughed gleefully. "Great, great. It's truly a beautiful day. Oh no, the storage space is full. Martial sister, is your bag empty?" "Of course, senior brother will help." Without hesitation, Tao Yao happily threw his storage space to Xiao Zhan. "Thank you, Martial sister. I will return it to you later. You don't need to worry, senior brother. Just take it and use it. No need to hesitate." Xiao Zhan held the Supreme Mystic Pill in his hand and looked at the joyful crowd around him. The top-grade Supreme Mystic Pill is fragrant. Everyone must want it. His words made two nearby individuals angry. "Please have mercy on us. You're not here to duel, you're here to resupply." Upon hearing this, Demonic Chu sighed. "Sigh, in that case, senior brother, you can leave now." After speaking, Xiao Zhan calmly walked to his flying boat. The system notification popped up. "Host is indeed evil and despicable. Truly a natural-born villain. System rewards received 200 breakthrough points." Looking at Xiao Zhan leaving, Tao Yao couldn't help but worry. "Senior brother, today I offended Jin Lang Yun. This person has deep schemes. You must be careful, never underestimate him." In Xiao Zhan's room, Demonic Chu laid out all the spiritual stones won from the bet on the floor, thinking to himself, "This time I won a total of 1,600,000 spiritual stone worth of objects. I wonder how many breakthrough points I can exchange for." After thinking, Xiao Zhan immediately picked up a sword and handed it to the system for exchange, a mortal-grade thick blade. Exchange. Immediately, a notification appeared, making Xiao Zhan feel blood boiling with anger, as exchanging the mortal-grade thick blade only gained him 1 breakthrough point. Only 1 point? Is there a mistake in the system? Last time I exchanged a mortal-grade equipment and gained 5 points. Why is it only 1 this time? The system then displayed 3 more notifications to explain. Haha, as the host cultivation increases, the quality of items exchanged for breakthrough points will also increase. But there is also a difference in the quality of breakthrough points depending on the item's quality. Accumulating breakthrough points based on low-quality items will only result in apologies. Moreover, spiritual stones cannot be directly exchanged for breakthrough points. Don't ask. I will answer that it is ratio problem if you do. Just return the result, no explanation needed, nothing else. After reading the notice, Xiao Zhan immediately cursed, "Damn it, if that's the case, then choose a few cheap items to sell at Jubao Peak. Then buy high-quality items to exchange. Only in this way can you maximize benefits." While thinking, Xiao Zhan felt something and exclaimed, "The bronze fox mask is reacting. Who is Master talking to?" Switching to Tai Su Peak. "Your Holy Highness, you said Xiao Zhan entered the deepest part of the Land of Beginnings and found the legendary primordial sword intent. How is that possible? My disciple has low talent, not to mention the primordial intent. Even entering the Land of Beginnings would be difficult for him." Upon hearing this, the Holy Lord confidently said, "I saw it with my own eyes that night. Meng Yi, has your disciple shown any changes in temperament recently? Your Holy Highness, do you suspect that he has been possessed? I considered it, but quickly dismissed it. To possess someone, your cultivation must at least be at the lowly saint realm. To reach that realm, you must possess your own intent. Everyone can only enter the Land of Beginnings once in their life. Not even those who possess others can break this sacred rule. Therefore, I did not suspect that Xiao Zhan has been possessed. Then, if my disciple is not possessed, how did he reach the deepest part of the Land of Beginnings?" Upon hearing this, the Holy Highness spoke solemnly, "Meng Yi, you must nurture these disciples well. In the future, our Tai Su Sanctuary might have more than just a pseudo-emperor sword god. I already know." While Shy Meng Yi replied outwardly, inside she silently lamented, "Nurture them well. How should I nurture them? Have I become that villainous disciple's experience pack already?" Standing nearby, Xiao Zhan overheard the entire conversation between Shy Meng Yi and Tai Su Zi. Demonic Chu couldn't help but secretly smile with delight, thinking, "Master, my good master, since Tai Su Zi has already spoken, I will only ask that you have another deep exchange with me." Shortly after, Xiao Zhan arrived at Meng Yi's room, seeing his respected master wearing a provocative mask lounging on a chair. He spoke up, "Respected master, young disciple has come to seek guidance from you." Upon hearing this, Shy Meng Yi's celestial being only snorted coldly and asked, "Not please, villainous disciple. Why deceive me? What is it that you are hiding? You still need to ask, of course, it's about you finding sword intent." Suddenly, as if hiding from others, Demonic Chu came forward and hugged Shy Meng Yi around the waist, exclaiming, "Oh, master, master, how did you know?" As he tried to remove the villainous disciple's hand, Shy Meng Yi, the celestial being spoke. The Holy Master is one of the most powerful cultivators in the Saint King realm, controlling the rules of the dimension. You naturally could not hide the waves you made when you seek the intent. Is that so? Does the Holy Ground decide to pour its resources on a genius like me? Shai Meng Yi replied calmly, "There's no free resources in Tai Su Holy Ground, even if you are an ancient emperor reincarnated. You will have to fight for it with your own power. A flower grown within a greenhouse cannot withstand the storm." Young disciple understands this point. Unexpectedly, Demonic Chu lifted Shai Meng Yi's chin with his hand. "So, am I not here to ask for resources with my own power?" Recognizing Xiao Zhan's intentions, Shai Meng Yi, the celestial being, exclaimed anxiously, "Villainous disciple, not today." Ignoring Shai Meng Yi's words, Demonic Chu continued to stroke the face of his respected master with a wicked smile. "Well, I'm here now anyway. There's no harm on just bothering you to help young disciple improve his aptitude." After finishing speaking, Xiao Zhan immediately pushed Shai Meng Yi down on the bed, then bit her neck. The system immediately displayed a message. "Host is truly wicked. Repeatedly dual cultivating with a respected master. Special reward unlocked. A jar of 6th-tier top crane poison." Immediately after, Shai Meng Yi, the celestial being, was restrained by Xiao Zhan and pushed down onto the bed, her hands tightly gripping the bedding, while panting, "Cultivation talent plus 100, cultivation talent plus 100, cultivation talent plus 100. 3 hours later, Xiao Zhan had finished his actions and was adjusting his clothes to leave, while Shai Meng Yi was still exhausted lying on the bed. The system then displayed a message. "Host's aptitude has reached 917 levels. Cultivation speed increased by 31 times. Host cultivation has greatly improved, only a few steps away from the 5th layer, Lun High boundary. Please continue to persevere and strive diligently, haha." After reading the message, Xiao Zhan thought to himself, the results are getting worse day by day. The heavenly fragrance constitution shouldn't be so weak. Could it be that the cultivation of the respected master was sealed, or else next time I'll release the seal and try again? Thinking of this, Xiao Zhan was shocked. No, it's too dangerous. After achieving his goal and feeling satisfied, Xiao Zhan turned back and bowed to Shai Meng Yi. "You've worked hard today, young disciple will take his leave now." Hearing this, Shai Meng Yi remained silent with no expression, but he was angry in his heart. "Villainous disciple, one day I will cut you into 1,000 pieces." Late at night at Jubao Peak, Jubao Tower, Xiao Zhan leisurely walked into the main hall of Jubao Tower. As soon as they saw Xiao Zhan, the 2 guards began to whisper. "He's the senior disciple of Yun He Feng, Xiao Zhan. Today he won 2 consecutive matches at the life and death arena. I heard the rumors." From inside the tower, a graceful woman stepped out. She smiled gently and bowed to Xiao Zhan. Jubao Peak inner disciple, Chu Xiao Zhan, greets senior brother Xiao Zhan. "Senior Chu must be here to sell items." Xiao Zhan raised Chu Xiao Ni's chin with his hand. "Oh, how did Junior know that I am here to sell items? Could it be that you can read minds, Chu senior brother? Your performance at the life and death arena today, and the number of spirit stones you won has spread throughout the holy ground. Now that you've come to Jubao Peak, I can naturally guess that you are here to sell those items." Then Chu Xiao Nai raised her hand towards Xiao Zhan and said, "Senior brother, please follow me inside." Following behind Chu Xiao Nai, Xiao Zhan thought to himself, "I have just arrived at Jubao Tower, and this woman took the initiative to lead me inside. She must have some intentions approaching me." Inside the tower, Xiao Zhan only looked at ordinary items, which puzzled Chu Xiao Nai greatly. She thought to herself, "It's strange, after entering Jubao Tower, senior brother Chu only plays around with the products. He doesn't buy anything. I don't know what he's thinking." Meanwhile, Xiao Zhan was staring at a herb thinking, "A realm worth 50 high-grade spirit stones can exchange for 2 breakthrough points. A type of herb that can exchange for 10 level 2 spiritual pills worth 15 spiritual pills. Could it be that the higher the energy of the spirit stones, the more breakthrough points can be exchanged?" At this thought, a blood light suddenly appeared in Demonic Chu's eyes. "If I exchange something with the highest soul energy with the system, like some human cultivators, will I be overflowed with soul points?" The immediate notification popped up. "Wow, the host is a genius to come up with such a cruel matter, truly a villain destined." Receiving the system reward, Earth Grade Flying Boat Xuan Yim Suo. Bold thinking, but unfortunately, unable to exchange sentient beings for breakthrough points. Hearing that, Demonic Chu sighed. "All right, truly regrettable." Xiao Ni secretly thought, "Did I see it wrong?" I feel like a hint of blood flashed in his eyes. Suddenly, Xiao Zhan turned back to look at Chu Xiao Ni and said, Junior Chu, I want to buy spiritual energy recovery and cultivation pills. Stuff like that. Give me 10 million high-tier spiritual stones. Upon hearing this, Chu Xiao Ni was surprised and thought to herself, does he need that many recovery pills for energy? What is he planning to do? To take a bath in it? Chu Xiao Ni replied, very well, I will go and inquire below, bothering Junior Chu now. Watching Chu Xiao Ni leave, Xiao Zhan thought to himself, I still have some spiritual stones on hand, or should I see if there is anything else necessary? Suddenly, Xiao Zhan was shocked. The blood-curdling sword intent between his eyebrows flared up and disappeared. The young man turned his head back and thought silently, why does that inconspicuous bronze shard emit a sense with my primordial sword intent? What is hiding inside this bronze shard? The sword intent inside me seems to be drawn to it. At this moment, Chu Xiao Ni spoke up again. Senior brother, the pills that you need have been collected. Let me check them for you. Xiao Zhan replied, all right, Junior Chu, how much would you sell the broken piece of bronze in my hand for? I want to buy it. It's just a worthless item. If Senior brother Chu likes it, just take it. Putting a bag of spiritual stones into Chu Xiao Ni's hand, Xiao Zhan said, these are hundreds of high-tier spiritual stones. Take them. I don't like to know anyone. Let's go downstairs to check the items. At this point, Chu Xiao Ni couldn't resist any longer and spoke up, wait, Senior brother Chu. Xiao Zhan slowly turned back and asked, Junior Chu, is there something else? Chu Xiao Ni hesitated for a moment and softly said, I have something to ask for Senior brother Chu's help. Xiao Zhan looked at Chu Xiao Ni and thought to himself, she indeed has something to ask for my help. A moment later, Chu Xiao Ni was massaging Xiao Zhan's shoulders in the living room. Xiao Zhan said, what do you need me for? If it's too complicated, you don't have to tell me. Upon hearing this, Chu Xiao Ni chuckled awkwardly and nodded. Senior brother, do you know about Divine Tower Tai Su? Of course I am familiar with Divine Tower Tai Su, which is the lifeblood empiric weapon belonging to Tai Su Emperor. It is capable of both offense and defense, and its interior contains everything. It was placed at Tai Su Peak when the Emperor passed away. It serves as the sect protector of Tai Su Holy Ground and is also the best place for us disciples to train ourselves. The tower's trials test the disciples' combat power, talent, comprehension, and fortitude. The higher you climb, the more benefits you receive. Xiao Ni hesitated. This time the matter I wanted to ask Senior Brother Chu about is related to Divine Tower Tai Su. I'm sure Senior Brother is aware that it is one of the 3 major forbidden areas of Sanctuary Tai Su, the Huang Yao Secret Realms. It will be opening in less than a month. I have been busy with cultivation recently and haven't paid attention to anything else, but I have heard that Huang Yao Secret Realms are a good place to find treasures. If Senior Brother wants to enter the Huang Yao Secret Realms, he must participate in the challenges of Divine Tower Tai Su. At the trial, only the first 300 disciples of the Sea of Consciousness realm and the top 1,700 disciples of the Divine Bridge realm will have the opportunity to enter the secret realms. Senior Brother Xiao Zhan opponents of the same level are rare. If you can enter Divine Tower Tai Su, you can definitely rank in the top 300, and Xiao Ni wants to ask. Upon hearing this, Chu Xiao Ni immediately stopped and leaned close to Xiao Zhan's ear, whispering, Senior Brother, can you help me? Xiao Zhan glanced at Chu Xiao Ni and replied, yes. In Xiao Zhan's room, a massive surge of energy and crackling lightning appeared above the roof, spiritual energy being drawn from multiple directions towards it. Congratulations! The host has break through the 4th layer of Lun Hai boundary. Congratulations! The host has break through the 5th layer of Lun Hai boundary. Congratulations! The host has break through the 9th layer of Lun Hai boundary. Xiao Zhan asked coldly. Xiao Zhan immediately covered his face in frustration, thinking to himself that these 3 items were all rare treasures that were hard to find in the world, all divine grade items. They are something so rare you can only obtain by chance. Furthermore, there is nowhere to buy them, and even if someone is willing to sell, it would be at an astronomical price. I simply do not have the money to buy them, nor can I steal them. But without them, I have no way to break through. I don't have the power to do so. At this moment, Xiao Zhan suddenly remembered something that Chu Xiao Ni had once said. Chu Senior Brother, many years ago, there once was a disciple who brought half of a rotten soul baby monster fruit from the Huang Yao Secret Realm. Xiao Zhan smirked and thought that he had to go to the Divine Tower Tai Su to see for himself. 3 days later, the bell rang on the peak of Tai Su Peak. Disciples from the 28 peaks rushed towards the Divine Tower Tai Su, all riding flying boats. In the distance, two people were standing in front of the entrance to the Divine Tower Tai Su, chatting with each other. Once every 30 years, it is indeed noisy during a prosperous age. I wonder if there will be any disciple to break a record this time. At that moment, on the stone still, Su Ruxu, a direct disciple of Dao Yun Peak, entered the Sea of Consciousness bore on the 78th layer, ranking 7th on the Sea of Consciousness ladder. Just report the result, no explanation needed, nothing else. Listening to Mo Fa Yan's exclamation, Old Huang said, next to Sea of Consciousness Realm Disciple entered top 10. I see Yi Fan is quite capable. This young man has extremely high potential, a solid foundation, excellent talent, determination, and vitality. He will definitely become a prominent figure in the future, bringing glory to our Tai Su territory. This old man is Elder Tai Su Peak, Old Huang. The beautiful woman next to the old man is also an elder of Tai Su Peak, Mo Fa Yan. She looked eagerly at the crowd of disciples standing below and said, Yi Fan, being praised so highly by Old Huang is very rare. It's definitely promising. At this moment, in the sky above Tai Su Peak, thousands of flying boats of various colors were gathering towards the Divine Tower Tai Su. Among them, a flying boat emitted a blood-curdling sound, accelerating swiftly past all other flying boats straight towards the Divine Tower. At such a speed, Mo Fa Yan immediately attracted attention. She exclaimed, Old Huang, who is that person with such speed? Ah, that is the senior disciple of Yun He Feng, it's Xiao Zhan. Xiao Zhan, holding the blue blood sword, appeared with a cold and aloof demeanor, quickly reaching the training ground from the flying boat. A young disciple was captivated upon seeing him. Nearby, two young women were talking to each other. Young disciple, you did very well. The master is proud of you. Master, I have done it. A woman in the green dress is Su Ruxu, the core disciple of Dao Yun Peak, who had previously appeared on the Divine Tower Tai Su tablet. The woman in the white dress is Su Ruxu's master, Elder Yang of Dao Yun Peak. Everyone around congratulated Su Ruxu on her achievement. Congratulations, Elder Yang. Congratulations. Here is Yi Fan, direct disciple of Tian Qiong Feng. This young man was praised by Old Huang of Tai Su Peak. Yi Fan was extremely excited to see Su Ruxu's achievement. I also have to advance to the Divine Bridge Realm. Must be determined to enter the top 10 for the Divine Tower Tai Su to ring the bell. The person Xiao Zhan has been paying attention to is Yi Fan, not Su Ruxu. Xiao Zhan walks over to where Yi Fan is and speaks up, Hugh. Yi Fan startles, then quickly clasps his hands and bows to Xiao Zhan. So you are senior brother of Yun He Feng. I am Yi Fan. Xiao Zhan looks at Yi Fan and thinks to himself, the name of this guy plays the leading role. Not only that, looking at his luck, this is incredible. Is this guy the main character?